Hello everyone, welcome to the episode of Whiteboard series. In this episode, I'm going to explain about the illusion of logic. So we give importance to logic throughout our life to decode everything, that is from brushing your teeth until again sleeping back to bed in the night. So all our day-to-day activities are controlled by logic. That is the way you put your food inside your mouth, the way you chew, the way you swallow, the way you go to work in vehicle, sit for a job or some studies. So whatever you are, if you're a student, you're going to classes and listening to your teachers explain stuff and writing exams, doing your homework, or if you're doing job, completing the assigned tasks. So everything, right, from doing your job, talking with your wife, husband, mother, father, brother, sister, whoever it is, or taking your pet to walk, everything is governed by logic. So now you use this logic to do your day-to-day activities. But at the end of the day, what is logic? So logic is something which makes your brain satisfied. For example, if I tell that this marker is black, that is the top of the marker is black, and the marker itself is white in color. So if I tell that, then your brain gets satisfied. And another example, if I say that this duster is blue in color and the duster sponge is black, that makes your consciousness satisfied. And if I say that this is Kali, she's wearing flowers, this is Manjunatha, a form of Shiva, and this is Krishna, Udupi Shri Krishna. If I say this, your consciousness will be satisfied for some reason or the other. Maybe you will get satisfied more if I say this is Udupi Shri Krishna, because you may love Krishna more than Shiva or Shakti. If I tell this is Kali with beautiful flowers, cute, then you may find Kali as something which satisfies your consciousness. So every one of us have their own sets of logic which makes us satisfied. At the end of the day, we feel satisfied and we go to sleep. But it is just a satisfaction. Other than that, it doesn't have any depth to it. We may think when we know the alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G until Z, we are more literate than some beggar or some poor guy who doesn't know English. We may think we are more advanced. If we know the scientific concepts taught by Einstein or Maxwell, we may think we know so much more than a beggar who doesn't know anything. Or if we do Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama every day, we may think we are more spiritual than someone who doesn't know. So we all have some kind of illusion of hierarchy inside us, that we are better than others or we are inferior than others. So there are a lot of things going on in your mind. Superiority, inferiority, and feeling something is logical. Whatever I am speaking is logical. See, now also you are feeling that whatever I am speaking is logical because you have learnt English and you are understanding it, and that's why you are feeling satisfied right now. But at the end of the day, it is just some sounds modulating, some sounds vibrating, and you're just thinking that okay, it is understandable. But at the end of the day, nothing makes sense. That is, this is black, this is white, this is blue, this is Kali, this is Manjunatha, this is Krishna. Nothing makes sense. This is a whiteboard, this is Maya, this is causal realm, this is astral realm, physical realm, 14 lokas. These are the 7 chakras governing food and sleep, sex, power, love, speech, intellect, existence, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura. So whatever it is, everything doesn't make sense because everything is governed by logic, and you listen to things which satisfies you. Only if it satisfies you, you listen to it. If it doesn't satisfy you, you will not listen to it. You will consider it as illogical. So let us say from Burloka, we move on to some other planet where other species exist. Like let's say we go to some astral planet or like Hiranyaloka or Bhualoka, Swahaloka, So we go there and we enter the schools and colleges of that loka, where different sets of gravitational force is taught, where different sets of thermodynamics is taught. And in those classes, the astral classes, your astral schoolmates, classmates will think you are illogical, because whatever concepts you learnt on earth doesn't make sense in other planets, because other planets have complete different sets of their own theories, rules, regulations and all. And that's why the logic that you have right now is restricted only to earth, that is the planet Bhurloka, the physical realm inside which there is a solar system called Bhurloka, consisting of Navagrahas, that is Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Rahu, Ketu and Earth. So in that Bhurloka solar system, some scientists have made a set of rules and regulations, made some set of theories, and we call it logical. Based on those theories, we are continuing this modern day of technology, and we are thinking everything is happening logically, just to satisfy our consciousness. That is, when you open your phone, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you feel some kind of satisfaction, some kind of logic, and that's why you don't question anything. Now you have to think deeper. Why am I satisfying you? Why is she satisfying you? Why is he satisfying you? Why is he satisfying you? Why is this whiteboard satisfying you? Why is a fruit? Why is a pizza? Why is a burger satisfying you? Because the reason you entered Maya, the reason you entered this dream was because of some deep dissatisfaction. So you were very dissatisfied. In what? You were very dissatisfied to stay in the truth. So Sadashiva is the state of consciousness which doesn't use logic to experience the truth. Sadashiva is the consciousness which doesn't think, which doesn't have thoughts, which doesn't dream. It always stays in the truth. So it doesn't try to decode or encode, decrypt, encrypt anything, because it is the truth, where no theories, no thoughts reside. There is no need of explanation, there is no need of answers, solutions, questions, because it is the truth, the purest form of void. And when we are in that state, that pure nothingness state, we don't require logic to explain things. Logic is only restricted inside earth. Whatever logic we know, it is restricted only on earth. If you go to some other planets, you are very illogical. So whatever you think, that this is pen, this is duster, if I make this pen fall from this height, it will move in certain way. So all the activities you do day to day life is logical only to earth, not to an alien species. It is very illogical to an alien species. And that you have to know. You have to know that you are illiterate throughout your life, throughout the millions of lives that you live. You are illiterate inside the Maya. Whoever you are, you may be a causal being, astral being, human being, animal, bird, insect. You are an illiterate throughout. Whenever you are inside Maya, you are a fool. That you have to know. Because since childhood, we have been fooled that this is duster, this is sky, this is cloud, this is house. You have to go to work to earn money. You have to marry in order to raise kids. You have to go to school and colleges to learn things. So you have been fooled since childhood that you have to do certain things. And you just listen to it because you didn't want to go against the societal norms. Now you have to ask deeper. Why have you entered this Maya? Why have you entered this dream structure? Dream structure of all the solar systems, galaxies, universes. So why have you entered this deep? It's only because of dissatisfaction. That is, when Mahavidya Tripura Sundari gave you the desire to exist, that is when she gave the Sahasrara Chakra, where you had a desire to exist, you still were dissatisfied. That is why you asked her, I need more, I need intellect. And that's why she gave you Agna Chakra. Then you asked for more. You told, I want to communicate with my other species. And that's why she gave Vishuddha Chakra. Then you told, I want to love them. That's why she gave Anahata Chakra. Then you told, I want to gain power over them. That is, I want to earn money. I want to earn fame. So that's why she gave Manipura Chakra. And I want to have sex with other species. That's why she gave Swadhisthana Chakra. I want to reproduce and all that. And finally, I want to have food. I want to sleep. And that's why she gave Muladhara Chakra. So you kept on asking to the Maya. Maya meaning your own creation, your own dream structure. You kept on asking it, that your feminine side, that is the Kundalini. You kept on asking, I want this, I want that. And the Kundalini started gifting you all of that with certain chakras. So you went deeper and deeper inside the Maya. You came 7 chakras below, and now you are living in the lower 3 chakras. That is the realm dedicated to the lower 3 chakras. That is the physical realm. And now you are suffering. You are suffering because of your own Maya that you created. You are suffering because of your own desires, which at the end of the day is illogical. So now you are inside your own creation, own Maya Leela, and you are trying to make logic of things. So how to go back to the truth? The easiest way of going back to the truth is compile all the knowledge that you have gained since childhood. Since childhood, whatever theories you made in your mind, whatever desires you had, whatever hatred you had towards others, everything you combine and just put it in a dustbin. So a mental disposal of all thoughts, theories, beliefs, everything, you put it in a dustbin. Now think, what do you want in life? What I wanted in life was the love of the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine. And that's why Kali came into my life. Because when I disposed all thoughts, theories, beliefs, everything, the only desire I had was the love of a feminine being. So that is when Kali came into my life, and I started doing the sadhana of all the feminine deities, that is the Mahavidyas. But the problem was, when I did the Mahavidya sadhana, the femininity inside me, the Shakti inside me became too much, and that's why I needed the masculine structure, that is the Bhairava, Krishna, Vishnu, Ganapati, Subramanya, Hanuman. So I needed the masculine aspect of the universe. So similarly, every one of us have their own Ishta. Ishta meaning the deepest desire inside us, which lies when you dispose all theories, beliefs, concepts. So when you dispose everything, there lies one desire, a desire for love. By whom? By your Ishta. Your Ishta might be however you perceive it. That is, I like my Divine Feminine to be very raw and naked like Kali. That is, I want her to represent the truth. I don't want her to make me go inside Maya more and more. I want her to remove me from the Maya. So that is why she is Digambari. Digambari means she is a raw form of truth. She just chops off your head and takes you to the truth by awakening your Kundalini. If you want a masculine aspect of the universe, there is a calm, Digambara aspect of universe, then you will choose Shiva, because he is very calm. That is, the moon on his forehead represents the subconscious mind, which is always chanchal. But only Shiva knows how to handle it, how to handle the Ganga that is flowing through his forehead. And that is why some people like calm, masculine energy, full of protection and love. So then they will love Shiva. And if a person loves abundance, richness, comfort, and love, then he will like Vishnu. So Vishnu is the aspect of the universe which is always in the comfort, always in the richness, abundance, that is Lakshmi. The only time when he comes to Maya is when some of his devotees are in trouble. Through his Garuda Vahana, Hanuman Duta, he take the help of those Parivar Devatas to enter Maya again, so that he can help his devotees. So that is the rich, abundant aspect of the masculine, that is Vishnu. Richness in everything, that is richness in the masculinity, richness in wealth, richness in intellect, richness in everything. So that is the aspect of universe which, if you like, you will be attracted towards Vishnu. And there is another aspect, that is the aspect of a friend, a cute, chubby friend. If you like to have a cute, chubby friend in your life, then Ganapati is the one. If you want to have a warrior-like friend, then Subramanya is the one. If you want to learn the unconditional love from a friend, then Hanuman is the one. So Hanuman teaches you how to love unconditionally, like Vishnu, Ram, Krishna, etc. And Durga Devi, the fierce aspect of the mother. So whenever some of her devotees, her own kids, are in trouble, she takes the fierce aspect as Navadurgas and Mahamaya, Mahavidyas. So the divine feminine takes the form of the fierce aspect of the deities so that she can protect her children, her devotees. So there are different aspects of the universe which you can connect to just to feel satisfied at the end of the day. So when you entered the Maya, you had a reason, you had a deepest desire. And you have to question yourself, what is that deepest desire? And that deepest desire only can be satisfied by your Ishta Devata. And that Ishta Devata will have features, will have characteristics. And you have to see what characteristics it aligns to. My Ishta Devata's characteristics aligns very well with Mahakali. And that's why I connected to her so well. Similarly, even you will have your own Ishta. And you have to see what are those characteristics of the Ishta and which deity aligns well with that. That is, other religions will not have many deities. It will be monotheistic. That is, only follow one god, one deity, rest of your life. You can't follow others. If you follow others, you will fall in trouble. So many fear-mongering is done in other religions. Whereas Hinduism, Sanathana Dharma, is the only path where all kinds of deities are appreciated, are empowered. That is, if you pray to anything, that is a tree, the ground that you stand on, a chair, door, whatever you worship, that is appreciated. If you worship a pig, boar, or lion, or horse, or a monkey, you are appreciated, you are not judged. So Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma is the only religion where all kinds of worship are welcome. Nobody will judge you saying that you cannot worship a dog, you cannot worship a monkey, you cannot worship an elephant, because all kinds of animals are there inside Hinduism. That is Varaha avatar, Kurma avatar, Matsya avatar, Narasimha, Hanuman, Ganapati, Subramanya. So all kinds of animals, species are there inside this dharma. That is the pathway of love, pathway towards the truth, pathway to get rid of the dissatisfaction because of which you have entered the Maya. So let us find our Ishta Devata as soon as possible by disposing all kinds of theories, concepts, beliefs that you created throughout your childhood. From childhood till now, whatever concepts that the society has fed you, please dispose it immediately and try to find your Ishta. Why are you there in this universe? Try to find that and love your Ishta as much as possible. Forget about everyone. Forget about your friends, relatives, family, because the reason they exist is because of your dissatisfaction. That is, you have come deep inside the Maya, deep inside the physical realm, due to which your family, relatives, friends exist. They wouldn't exist if you had loved your Ishta very much in the causal realm itself. The reason you didn't love your Ishta in the causal realm caused you to come deeper inside the Maya. And the Ishtas started splitting. That is, now they are scattered into billions of people. And that's why now you have to contract again. That is, you have to focus on Ekagrata, one again. Once that Dvaita concept is installed in your consciousness, that is of loving your Ishta, then slowly you will move on to the Advaita, that is Shivoham, I am the Shiva, I am the consciousness. But still you are not developed it. That is why practice Dvaita right now, by loving your Ishta as much as possible, doing his or her sadhana. Then finally try to go to the Advaita concept of pure nothingness. That is, I am the Savitur, I am the pure consciousness, Atman, Brahman, Shiva, whoever it is. So I hope I have brought some light to your consciousness. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next video. Jai Mahakal.